Good morning, y'all. Or should I say, good afternoon. Yeah, I was going to make these, well, what did we call them? Leftover makeover dinners. Only we were going to use the leftover mashed potatoes from the other day. Well, I didn't get around to doing that video yesterday, even though in the chicken stroganoff I said I was. We lost some power, but it came back on. So it has continuously rained going on right at 24 hours. It's very wet. But today is the mashed potato cakes. And like I said, I do mine totally different. Some of you may, do standards, kick it up a couple of notches. Well, this is a side dish to our main meal tonight, which is Hoppin' John's. It's basically meat and sausage and rice and onions and bell peppers, black-eyed peas with jalapenos, corn. It's phenomenal, y'all. So, but we're here today for the mashed potatoes. I'm going to drop the camera down, get them mixed up. We move to the stove. I'm going to try to go through it rushing, but not too fast, because I looked at radar. We're under a slow ban, but in about an hour, it ramps back up. I don't want to be in the middle of cooking and we lose power. Nor do I want to lose power and be late on getting supper, because then we're left with turkey sandwiches. Not today. Lippy wants groceries. Okay, I've let my mashed potatoes sit out on the counter, about 45 minutes, just to get the initial cold off of them. Plus, it's easier to work with. And as you see, I am mashing them now before we add any binders. When we start adding binders, it can make the potatoes gummy. Okay, we're ready to season these up. Very simple. Remember, this is to taste. We're going in with some black pepper, a little salt, granulated garlic, and some dried ranch. Now, I did pull out a tablespoon because I'm going to try and measure instead of just sprinkling. About a half a tablespoon, guys. Now we're going to get this combined. We've got the seasonings well combined. And I'm going to add, now this is to your taste, but this is 2 heaping tablespoons of grated onion. The flavor is going to be amazing. But you see, we're not adding any binders and I'm not whipping it. I'm basically folding it in. We've got that good and incorporated. About a 1/4 of a cup. Let's see. Yeah, it's about a 1/4 a cup of corn. Now, this was corn that I did freeze last year. I drained all the juice, and I've got some sitting over on the side to go to with the supper. So as you can see, we're going to go from corn here, carrying it to the main meal. Okay, I've got about a 1/2 cup of grated mild cheddar cheese. You can use any cheese, but the mild cheddar seems to work well. It's not overpowering. Now I have 1 beaten egg. We're moving towards our binder. Now we've got to just really just fold it in. Light hands. As you can see, I'm folding it in. I don't want my potatoes to be stringy and have a bad texture. Here is flour. I'm going to measure this the best of my ability so you have a general idea of how much flour you're going to need. And I'm just starting off with a tablespoon. That's it. Let me see what this looks like. Because you want it to hold together, but you don't want just a flour substance inside. And it will. You can overhand the flour. All right. I'm going to go All right, there's our number 2 tablespoon. And to be honest, I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm gonna sample it to see if I need to add any more. What you wanna try to do is to create a ball. Don't overwork that potato. Perfect. And when I get it in the skillet is when I'm gonna mash the potato down. We're sitting on about a number 6. I've got oil on this piece of paper towel. And all we're doing is coating the skillet. This is how we're gonna fry. Okay, there's our 2 patties. Let's do 3. Now you may have to adjust your heat down because we don't want to cook them too fast. Now we're gonna lightly give a little mash just to flatten them out. Now we don't like ours too thin. We don't want them real thick. I just mash them down, there we go, to where you know that they're kind of even around. But you do not want to put oil in your skillet. It'll be a greasy mess and these potatoes absorb all that grease. You just want basically a hot skillet. Look at there, y'all. Probably could have let it go a little bit longer. Let's just test them. Oh yeah, because you can always flip again. Look at that. Oh, that's gonna be good. Now you don't want to slide them. You need to go ahead and get another coating on the other side before we start moving them around. All right, let's check our cakes. Because what I'm trying to do is I want to shift this one around. There we go. Because you know on every stove eye you got a hotter spot on those burners. I'm still sitting about a 5. I'm cooking it low. I could have added another one, but I'm cooking it low because I wanted to cook through and through, and it's going to crisp up. The cheese is going to melt. I just flipped them and we are almost there to where I like them. Oh yeah. Got a good crisp going. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and plate up. Look at that. That's perfect, y'all. Y'all, that pot right there, I love ground pork, breakfast sausage. I got onions and garlic and bell pepper, and remember the rest of that corn that I had drained. But today's video is on these potato cakes. Now I'll be making the rest of them. But you know, we got a sample. So I'm gonna cut a piece. That way y'all can see it. You gotta go low and slow if you really want it to cook and get that texture, because it's almost going to get a pancake texture on the inside, okay? And that is hot. You don't want it like all mushy. You want to have a bite. Here we go. Perfect. You got that little crunch on the outside. The cheese is not overpowering, nor is the onions. But the combination with that dry ranch and the other flavors, y'all, I mean, this is good. You can't go wrong. And then there's no waste. Now, I actually will eat these cold, because as they sit and cool, they'll firm up. Provided you noticed, I did not put no oil in that skillet. I wiped it with oil on a paper towel. You'll ruin your potato cakes when you put the oil in there because they may be good, but it's going to soak all that oil up. And that's not what you're trying to achieve. These are hot. Let's see. One more bite. It's hot, y'all. I hope you try this recipe. This is how you stretch. Now, that bowl right here, I'm probably going to get 5 or 6 more patties. Let's say 6 that's 9 patties. And what I have right at 2 cups of mashed potatoes, if you measured them. And you know what? This is a meal in itself. So, with the times that we're in, let's start thinking outside the box. You know, making a new dinner for the night from something you made 3 days ago. Look at this. I'm gonna burn myself. Look at that. Look inside there. That's a patty of goodness. So, as always, stay safe, stay well, pray we keep power, and God bless. See you on the next one, y'all.